Hey, it's Allison Dyer here with the Revenue Academy, and I'm about an hour late. We said we were going to have a Facebook Live at 3 o'clock today to do a little how-to session about using one of our tools, the Customer Canvas. And I was traveling over to Sunriver, Oregon, Central Oregon, and hit some traffic, so we're a little late. But I still wanted to hop on and kind of kick off our how-to sessions. And you know, one of the questions that we get a lot with some of the courses that we're coming out with, especially this Know Your Customer course, is what are some of the tools that you use? And, you know, it's a big notion to think about how to get to know your customer better. And the reason we're doing this is we found a lot in our client work that when we're trying to break down this big of a strategic imperative, that we needed to design some tools that allowed our clients and ourselves, as we were working with our clients, to really gather information, big ideas, different perspectives, and start to break it down so we could start to take action on it. So our how-to of what tool we're going to focus on today is, again, the Customer Canvas. And here is a little version of it right here. And really the tool itself, this tool can be utilized, let's say, in a really big workshop setting, and it can also be utilized individually. So we have some customers who have different roles in their organization, say some people from marketing, some people from sales, from success, even executives, fill out this canvas, and I'll break it down in a minute. And then they kind of come together and socialize those ideas. So you have an opportunity to kind of get that singular focus, singular view, but then to kind of workshop it out and see some of the synergies, some of the, where there might be debates that take place. And then sometimes it's used in a much bigger setting all together, starting from, let's just design this customer canvas together. So if you can see, it's really light, but it's made up of two different sections. And the two different sections each have 5 parts to them. And the whole first section is all about breaking down different perspectives within your organization about just the basic customer description. So this first box right there is, how do you describe your customer today? And usually what we find is people will describe their customer with basic demographic information. So that might look something like, my customer's female, she's 30 to 60, she is a professional, she went to college, her job title is this. So usually what we find is that's the way people describe their customer. It's really interesting to see the varied responses when you do it in a workshop setting, but typically that's about as deep as it goes. So what the canvas does is the next 4 blocks start to break down pain points and ambitions and dreams and desires. And we also start to say, we have a set of personal ambitions with our customers. What are those? But then also professional. So you're covering those different types of that spectrum within just a human being. So I have personal ambitions and desires and dreams and pain points. But I also have ones that are strictly related to my professional role in my company. And if my people who are marketing to me know both of those perspectives, or at least hypothetically start to think about them and craft offers around that, then they're going to get to me faster. And I'm probably going to be attracted to them more because they know who I am. So that's the first part of the canvas. The other areas that we really break into are, what are their buying habits? You know, what theories or hypothesis do we already have developed? And that gets really interesting when we're, again, comparing from different roles in the company. So how would sales answer that? How does marketing answer that? How does an executive answer that? And then we have a section on what we still need to know. So what would be amazing if we knew, or if we understood better about our customer? And then that really starts to inform, then what questions are we going to be asking? How are we going to get that information? And what is the correct marketing tactic or What is the right strategy to communicate more effectively so that we are able to learn this about our customer to ultimately serve them better. And then the second part of the canvas is really where we as organizations get to map what products and services we have that are responding to those attributes that we outlined in the first half. So what are we offering? What is the content that we have currently that is responding to some of those pain points, ambitions, fears, that type of stuff about the customer? What do we have to offer them? What's the content we're currently distributing? Is there a gap? If so, what is that gap? How do we fill it? And then another area on this canvas is what channels are our customers consuming information on? What do we know about that? And are we putting content on channels that maybe they don't even entertain? So that is a big part about answering some of those questions. We also have the final two sections are, where does the data live in our organization today? What type of data do we have on our customer? Does that look different if I ask sales about customer data, if I ask marketers about customer data? And as a team, are we aligned about what that means, how we're organizing it, and how we're taking action upon it? And then the last section we have is a section called customer interviews. And we cover customer or effective customer interviewing in our course. And we actually say interviewing, but really what that means is just talking to your customer, being curious about them, but having a strategy designed so that we know who is taking responsibility, what types of conversations, what are the formats that we are garnering information, that we are working with our customers, learning from our customers. And that might just look like, do we have, are we meeting them in coffee shops? Are we doing videos with them? Are we doing video conferences with them? What are the touch points, and how do those touch points differ if I am in a sales role, a marketing role, a success role, or an executive role? 9 times out of 10, when I ask organizations, what is your customer interview strategy by role, and what are you learning, and how is that allowing you to serve your customers better, I get a lot of, so we are kind of on a mission to help organizations do this way better. So this is our how-to about the customer canvas. Again, we have it in a couple of different formats depending on size of organization, type of organization. It's an incredibly effective tool to organize information, make sure that your teams are aligned, and that you are utilizing it to notice gaps and opportunities on how to effectively reach out, serve, and communicate with your customer. So I hope this was really helpful. Thanks for joining. Hi, Lindsay. And I will see you in our next how-to session.